a triple header. This will be one of the major contests.
This fight's a little over a month away. I know you're not going to give away your entire game plan, but what do you have to do to beat Teofimo on August 22nd?
Punch Teofimo in the face and not get punched in the face, bro. That's common sense, right? Hit him with a...
You're gonna try.
Yeah, Teofimo, just to follow, something you said earlier in the day was that this fight in some ways was about you, seeing what you have left after some of the fights that you had. How much do you think you have left in the tank?
I think that's the thing, right? To me, I'm always gonna believe that I have much more. I probably haven't even touched the surface on that. You know, I'm still 28 years young. When I get in that ring with...
You're about to be 29. Happy early birthday.
What up? Yes. When I go and face the champion himself, Rolly Romero, yeah, I'll be 29. So, you know, I look forward to seeing a very prominent, like a good prominent years of my career. And, but I think everything is going to be really answered August 22nd.
Man, me and Tio ain't friends. He's my little brother. At the end of it, if I'm to lose this belt or to defend my belt, whatever, I'd rather it be with him than anyone else. Only God knows what's going to happen.
The Teofimo Lopez versus Rolly Romero press conference quickly became as tense and entertaining as fans anticipated. With their long-standing history and plenty of unfinished business between them, putting the two fighters face-to-face at the microphone was almost guaranteed to create drama.
You gotta hit him, bro.
You know that's true, mother. You know that's true.
Hey,
You know that's
be
true.
Lomachenko.
Hey, no, and that. Hey, let me explain this. You was never our friend. Nobody knew who the you was, and you came and started cloud chasing on my son, and then when you came and fought Tank, you never even talked to us again. That's why I hit you in the chest the last time I seen you. Remember?
You hit him in the chest?
When I hit you in the chest and I said you ain't a real friend.
But
You remember that day?
Junior.
You just kept on walking, man.
Junior,
You're a fake, bro.
Junior, you
You're
know I have
you're a
much
fake,
love for
bro.
you guys.
And you know that night, you're not even gonna touch my son, so.
The tension was obvious from the opening moments, as both fighters emphasized that any personal connection would mean nothing when they meet on August 22nd. Rolly Romero also brought his trademark outspoken attitude, firing off pointed comments and making it clear he had little interest in praising Teofimo Lopez.
Taylor, do you think this is the same kind of fight?
He be Lomachenko.
No, look, I mean, a lot of people forget, you know, 2023, I beat the former undisputed world champion and undefeated champion, Josh Taylor. That's someone that a lot of people were unsure of competing with. I think I faced people that people don't want to fight. I mean, Devin Haney, they were in negotiations to fight Rolando, and that fell off, or who knows why. Maybe because Rolly is a tough guy to face.
They don't got no chin.
So I think that we're here now to face the best competition that they have at 147. This is my welterweight debut. Looking forward to taking over.
You've had some issues with Rolly in the past. Any lingering issues, personal stuff going into this fight?
Yeah, I think that the thing is like we're kind of like beating around the bush of it, but the time is up, man. We got to fight each other. We got to settle it in the ring. That's how that's why it's a gentleman's sport. That's why it's a real man's sport for a reason. If you got problems, you settle it in the boxing ring. You know, what they say, gloves up, guns down.
Teofimo remained composed and confident, insisting that his experience, skills, and ring intelligence will ultimately give him the advantage once the opening bell sounds. But the face-off carried extra weight because their rivalry is rooted in years of familiarity. They have crossed paths throughout their boxing careers, and now they are preparing to compete for a world championship. That history made every exchange feel significant, almost like an early preview of the battle that will unfold on fight night.
You heard what Teofimo Sr. just said there. Said you guys were never friends.
Man, I got so much love for Tio. And
Yeah, but I heard you became a Christian, so now you could be our friend after the fight.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Oh, man.
And
See,
on top of that, too, I want to thank Tom Brown, Al Heyman, Louis DeCuba, Salas, you know, and honestly, Tio and his dad for taking this fight, man. You know, it's been a hard time. We had a hard time trying to make a fight with anyone. You know, Tio's going to fight anyone.
Anything, like friends for a while, not friends, anything personal left in this for you going into the fight?
Man, me and Tio ain't friends. He's my little brother. At the end of it, if I'm to lose this belt or to defend my belt, whatever, I'd rather it be with him than anyone else. Only God knows what's gonna happen.
Rolly Romero seemed unfazed by the pressure, while Teofimo Lopez projected the attitude of someone eager to move beyond his setback against Shakur Stevenson. Once the two finally stood across from each other, the friendly energy had vanished, and the rivalry took center stage. At that point, neither fighter was talking about favors or friendship. Both were locked in on August 22nd, knowing that only one of them could leave the fight with their plans fully intact.
I think that's the thing, right? It's boxing. That's how we make boxing great again. There needs to be some entertainment into this, right? So we know one another enough to know what triggers us. We know possibly secrets that people don't know, and I think that also is the friendship stuff that we hear and we see today in boxing that needs to be it needs to be taken away, you know. And I think that starts right here. TGB Promotions associated with Takeover Promotions. I think that all is going to be a big part and key factor. August.
The intense press conference created plenty of headlines, but Teofimo Lopez Sr. quickly shifted the focus toward the bigger picture. His belief in his son's potential at 147 pounds is unmistakable. Senior expects Teofimo to look quicker, stronger, and more natural at welterweight, and he even suggests that this division could eventually bring out the best version of his son. It's certainly a confident prediction, but he isn't overlooking Rolly Romero or treating him like an easy opening challenge.
Pretty good in sparring, and I think he's ready.
What do you expect kind of going forward in the new weight class? Like, what do you think is going to be different for him that people aren't going to recognize?
I think he's going to be able to do more tricks in there because of the fighters, the caliber of the fighters we're going to fight are going to be so much slower. I mean, my son is the type of fighter when he's focused, he does all his things and he doesn't hardly get hit. Let's see what happens, but I think that he's ready to take over the whole weight.
The conversation turns to their old sparring history. Lopez Sr. makes it clear that the past is no longer his focus. In his view, both fighters have evolved since then, so what happened years ago shouldn't define what happens now. His attention quickly shifts toward Teofimo's future at welterweight, mentioning names such as Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn, Devin Haney, and other major figures in the 147-pound division. That level of ambition is hardly surprising coming from Teofimo's father, but one point stands out. Senior acknowledges that Teofimo's greatest challenge may ultimately be the mental side of the sport.
Being friends with Rolly, does that change anything to you?
It doesn't change nothing at all, man. They're going to go in there. It's whether you want to consider it a sparring match or whatever it is, man, nobody's going to want to lose, right? So let the best guy win that night. I don't think anybody being friends or not is going to let somebody let them hit themselves, and not do nothing about it. So I think it's going to be a great fight, man. Rolly's going to come to take him out, and my son's going to try to do the same thing. So I cannot wait for August 20th.
The loss to Shakur Stevenson makes that mental aspect especially important. Teofimo's natural ability has never been the main concern. The bigger question is whether he can remain disciplined and focused when a fight starts moving away from the script he envisioned. Now he faces Rolly Romero, someone he has known for years, with a world title adding even more pressure to the matchup. Lopez Sr. insists that any friendship will disappear once the bell rings, and that could be crucial. They may share laughs before fight night, but neither wants to spend the next few years hearing about how the other man got the bragging rights. That makes August 22nd about more than a title. It's about redemption, pride, and proving who truly belongs at 147 pounds.
What's the difference between 140-pound Teofimo Lopez and now 147-pound Teofimo Lopez?
Well, he's going to be a better, faster fighter. I think that my son, I said this 5 years ago, once he goes through the weight divisions, I think at 147, 154, and 160, that's when he's going to do the best. I said this because I really understood the kind of fighter that he was at the age of 13, 14. He was beating up these guys that were fighting for world titles at that small age, and these guys were like 20 pounds bigger than him. He could take a punch at this weight division. My son's never been rocked in none of his fights or wobbled, and I think that he's ready to take the 147 weight division. He's going to be fast. I mean, I think he should be able to do everything in less than 2 years. Become undisputed. We have a great contract with the Zone directly.
That confidence from Teofimo Lopez Sr. is reflected in Teofimo's own interview, although the fighter brings a noticeably different energy. With the matchup against Rolly Romero just days away, Teofimo appears relaxed rather than tense, joking around and enjoying the build-up. He carries himself like someone who trusts the work he has already put in. When the discussion shifts toward Rolly, however, the tone becomes more serious. Teofimo acknowledges that their past friendship has changed now that they are competing for a world title. He doesn't suggest that knowing Rolly gives him some special advantage. Instead, his message is straightforward. He believes he is simply the better fighter. That confidence could be one of the biggest factors heading into fight night.
Is it to find a good friend of yours?
Not a good friend, man. I think a good friend is one that doesn't do it. Yeah, he took the fight. He was a champ. He is a champ. He didn't need to take the fight. He took the fight for his own reasons. So, and then we'll find out afterwards. We'll settle the score after.
So you guys aren't close anymore.
Nah, I think that kind of shot away after he was champion at 140.
Do you guys have a big advantage on him?
Do I feel like I have a big advantage?
Some kind of advantage being friends?
No. I think my biggest advantage is going to be that I'm just the better fighter.
When Teofimo is asked about the rest of the 147-pound division, he makes it clear that he isn't interested in chasing an easy matchup. Fighters like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Conor Benn all represent major opportunities in his eyes. The situation surrounding Keyshawn Davis also gets his attention, although Teofimo admits he doesn't know every detail and says the circumstances look difficult to understand from the outside. His response also reveals how he approaches his career. Teofimo says he would rather pursue meaningful challenges than sit back and wait for the perfect opportunity. Rolly Romero is the immediate obstacle, but the bigger goal is already on his mind at the same time. Whatever friendship once existed between the two has clearly been affected by this matchup. Teofimo isn't hiding that change. By August 22nd, this won't feel like just another fight. It's about competition, pride, and another opportunity for Teofimo to prove that his plans for taking over the welterweight division are more than just talk.
Signed to the zone directly. I'm hearing rumors. Nothing confirmed yet, but I'm hearing rumors that Devin will be next on the follow on that. So, if it is true, congratulations to him. But yeah, man. Hey, trendsetters.
Would you have taken that fight with Devin, Keyshawn? If you were Keyshawn, would you have taken it for 2.1?
I've taken fights for $1 million.
So were you surprised when he didn't go through with it?
Yeah, that's the problem.
That brings everything down to one major question. Which version of Teofimo Lopez will actually show up against Rolly Romero? We've heard the confidence, the ambitious plans for 147 pounds, and the belief that his defeat to Shakur Stevenson was a learning experience rather than something that defines his career. But Rolly presents a completely different challenge. He has shown that he can remain patient, stick to his strategy, and make opponents uncomfortable with his unorthodox approach. Now the talking is almost over, and both fighters have to back up their words inside the ring. Teofimo needs to demonstrate that the adjustments he has talked about are genuine, while Rolly has to show that his victory over Ryan Garcia was the start of a bigger chapter in his career. Their history adds another interesting element to the matchup. They may joke around and still refer to each other as friends, but once the opening bell sounds, that friendship will mean nothing. Who are you picking for August 22nd? Can Teofimo's speed, timing, and boxing ability control the fight, or will Rolly's power and awkward style produce another major upset? Drop your prediction in the comments and let us know what you think. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters for more boxing analysis, reactions, and fight updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.